Very early one morning, an arrogant cry landed on the corner of a skyscraper. He went, proclaiming his beautiful voice. Just then, a snooty mew came by with in pure derision. While these two birds were singing for superiority, a mirror landed and began to sing her beautiful notes, perfuming the morning. Oh, that she thrilled and thrilled and thrilled. It was too wonderful for words. The two birds suddenly shut their beaks. They looked at her, they looked at each other, and they chased her away. Our story begins. The audition. Now inside that building, in an enormous office, was a booking agent named Avi the Lizard. And he was a real son of a bitch. And excuse me, this is a profane story. And he had a headache. He had a headache as if these Japanese drummers going on his eyeballs. He was trawling for talent. He had one major client, a very important client, who was putting a musical together. And Avi had the unmentionable task of holding auditions very, very early in the morning. Now, he had a really bad reputation, even amongst other booking agents. He sat like an evil Buddha behind this enormous desk. He had an egg timer, which he stole from his mother's kitchen. You know these little timers for eggs? It's got sand in it. It's got 2 minutes. You turn it over, and your sands of time run out. And on the other side is this big red buzzer that when he pushed his hand on it, it went, yeah! And you knew that you were out. Beautiful nose, cheekbones, and chin, and neck like a Modigliani. She had breast, she had curvaceousness, she had bumps and curves, and legs that just went on forever to these slim ankles, and feet and these red painted little toenails in these sandals that you just wanted to nibble on them like ears of corn. Avi, he was sat there. 2 minutes, he said, what do you do? I'm a musician, she said. I'm a graduate of Juilliard, and I'm going to play for you classical harmonica. She sits down, she opens a bag, she takes out a music stand, a telescopic unflatted and click it open. She takes out sheet music, she puts it there, settles back in the chair, and then she hoiks her dress up over her shoulders. She takes these incredibly long, lovely legs and locks them behind her neck. And she's got nothing underneath. She's sitting what the Eastern would call the fragrant lotus position. The fragrant rosebud, depends what you like. Then she takes out from her case the silver harmonica and she fits it, you know, in place and that, and she jams a little bit. Avi sits there watching her with intense concentration. And by contracting and expanding vaginal muscles, she starts to give this musical warm-up. She's going up and down and up and down the scales and that. She's using her barn Buddha as a sort of like, almost no, Avi just sits there and he just sits there. She says, well, actually, I played a duet with my boyfriend he's English, you know. He sort of wanks himself, and then he plays through his ankle. He's able to play the cornet, the French horn, and the tuba. Last year, we were in Vienna busking outside the opera house, and we were arrested. God knows why. It's supposed to be a cultural city. She plays Stravinsky. She plays Mozart. She plays Pachelbel. She even plays Scarlatti. You know how hard that is? Scarlatti, can you imagine? And all the complicated sort of harpsichord movements and things like that. And she's puffing and panting, and her face is really going red. And Avi is now into Avi world. One side of his brain is picturing places where he's going to place her. Like Carnegie Hall, for example, or Las Vegas, or a Schloss in Germany, for a soiree for perverse rich people, or whatever. And on the other side is busy calculating percentages. And she plays. And all of a sudden, he feels something wet on his cheek. It's salty. Can it be? The music is beginning to melt his heart. And she starts playing Eastern European music and starts playing tunes, and he bursts into tears. Enough, he says, stop, stop, stop. This very serious chunk of change hurtling towards him like an out-of-control meteorite from some Bruce Willis movie. He will be able to buy his boat. He will be able to escape. And his two awful ex-wives are phoning and demanding alimony. His headache is going boomity, 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 boomity. And all of a sudden, he thinks, this is it. This is it. This is the talent he's been looking for. And now he's about to break a very special code. There are certain people you do not phone before a certain time. And he takes his phone and he dials the number of his very important client, the one and only Joop van der Linde. The phone rings. What? Comes this voice. This is what? I found something special. Wait till you listen. Play, honey, play. And she gives her best. Scoops up the phone and says, what did you think of it? And Joop screams, did you wake me at this time to hear some bloody twat play the harmonica? I mean, you're fired. Suddenly, his boat sinks. It goes white flash out. He's lost his major client, and it's all her fault. Get out, he says. I beg your pardon. Get out. But I thought you liked my work. Get out. Oh, very well, she says. Puts her back together. She says, I do bird imitations. Get out! And now, in slow motion, instead of heading to the door, she turns and starts walking over to the window. She slides it up and dives out into the empty hummingbird. Is this pretty woman? What? He says, what are you doing? She says, my bird imitation. But how? She says, Red Bull geeft je vlug.